Hello everyone, I'm 𝗤𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗆 and today I'm here with Tina. We are from ILT back with another role play session. So today we are going to see a 19-year-old football player. So she was playing in the ground and suddenly she felt really tired and she kind of like fainted. So she was brought to the hospital and we offered an examination and we are going to explain what might have caused her tiredness.
Yes.
So Tina will play the role of the 19-year-old football player and I will handle the part of the nurse.
So let's get started.
All right.
Okay, so you're prepared, right? Can we start?
Yes, please.
Okay, the time starts now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Richa and I'm one of the registered nurses on duty today. How may I help you?
Okay, my name is Maria and I'm 19 years old. Nurse, I would like to tell you today I just fainted in my football ground.
Oh, all right.
And my friends told me I have to come and see you because they say that I don't sound good. Maybe like, you know, I'm looking very tired.
Okay.
And they say I have some rashes on my face and too, but I didn't see. Could you please look onto it and tell me what's happening with me?
Absolutely. First, I need you to relax, Maria, because I can see that you're really stressed right now. Don't worry, we will deal with everything. Please be relaxed, okay? So for helping you in a better way, I would like to gather some information so that I can get an idea about what might be causing your problems, okay? So could you tell me in detail about what are the symptoms that you experienced?
Okay, first and foremost, I'll tell you, I'm a very keen football player.
Okay, lovely.
So I was playing with my friends football. And suddenly, I started to feel dizzy. I could see everything yellowish in color and then I just fell down. Like I felt giddy and I fell down. And after that, when I woke up, I started to feel burning sensation all over my body, like as if somebody has poured hot water over me. And then, I don't know, my throat started to become dry. And my hands and legs started to become numb. Then my friends told me, like, you have to see the medic right away. So I was brought here.
Okay, well, that was the right decision that you made to come here immediately. So do you have any ongoing medical condition?
Oh no, I'm very healthy.
Very good. And do you take any medication or precaution while you go out in the sun to play?
My mama tells me you should use a sunscreen lotion, but I don't use it,
You
nurse.
don't use it?
No.
Oh, right. Okay, what about the clothes that you wear? Do you just wear the jersey or do you cover the entire
Oh
arm?
no, I just wear a jersey because covering up everywhere, you know, it's so discomfort. So no, I don't.
All right, I need to ask you one more thing. Do you drink enough water while you are playing?
To be frank, no.
You don't drink it?
No.
Okay, so you just drink water whenever you feel thirsty, right?
Yes,
You do
that's
not
all.
purposefully drink
No,
water?
I don't.
All right, I'll make a note of all the information that you said. So based on our discussion, I have to tell you that you might be experiencing something called heat exhaustion.
Heat exhaustion?
Yes, but don't worry about it. I reassure you that you will be perfectly all right. But Maria, it is very important that you stay in the hospital right now because we need a thorough evaluation. And also I can see that your body is completely dehydrated right now.
So nurse, what I understood from you is that you're telling me I should get admitted over here. Is that so?
You do not have to get admitted for the time being. The doctor will be here very soon. He just need to examine you because we need to make sure that you do not have any underlying causes for why you have fainted and felt tired all of a sudden. But based on our discussion, all I can say is that you might be experiencing heat exhaustion as I mentioned earlier. So do you know what is heat exhaustion?
I don't know what heat exhaustion is, but I remember my coach telling me, girls, you be very careful, drink a lot of water, otherwise you are going to get a heat stroke.
That's
Is it somewhat
right.
same?
Exactly, yes. So heat exhaustion is where your body is feeling really tired because of lack of proper hydration because you are playing football, yeah? And I know that it will be very strenuous and you work really hard. You might be playing throughout, right? You have long practice sessions.
We're having a tournament coming, so we were practicing on that.
Very good. So you might be very interested in it so that you might forget about drinking water or hydrating yourself and you're so involved in that. So that might be the reason why you felt so tired all of a sudden because of lack of water content in your body. So it is very important that you do that. And as well as a thorough clinical examination is also suggested at this point because we do not want to neglect any causes, okay? So that's the only reason why you need to stay here. And about staying back in the hospital, like being admitted admitted, the doctor can tell you that.
Okay.
Because after his diagnosis, he is the expert to give you more details about where we need to lead this case, okay? So do not worry about it. Do you have any questions to ask me?
Yes, so you were telling me I'm having heat exhaustion, or also called as heat stroke. So how can we prevent from all these things?
That's a very good question from your side, Maria. So just please make sure that you drink a lot of water. And also rest is a very important parameter. I know that you like to play football and you're very excited to do that too. From the way you talk, I can sense that. But we need to make sure that we get enough rest as well, okay? Because you're doing a lot of physical exertion. So rest is very important in this case, and drink a lot of water. Make sure that you have a bottle of water always with you, okay? Not just when you're thirsty, you have to make sure that you drink it with a regular period of time, okay? And use a sun protection cream. As your mother told you, it is important to use it because we can protect our skin from the harmful rays of the sun. And if you can wear full sleeve clothes for the time being to prevent your body from the heat exhaustion, please try doing that too, okay? If you follow these instructions to an extent, we can control the severity and intensity of the heat exhaustion that you're facing right now. All right? Okay, so if you follow all these instructions, you can feel better. So do you have any other questions to ask me?
No, Monas, you have been very helpful.
No problem. So I understand that you're very enthusiastic about your sports career. Please go ahead with that. Please make sure that you follow all the instructions and take care of yourself, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. Like that, we have finished with our role play. So this role play was about heat exhaustion, right? A 19-year-old girl who was playing football, how she had heat exhaustion.
And she's very enthusiastic.
Yes,
as well.
and she's a very keen football player who wants to play, but she didn't know what could be the possible after effects of playing in a, sun, like, under the sun.
Exactly.
Yes. So Richa here, she has covered up a lot of points on how to avoid heat exhaustion. First and foremost, the patient didn't know what was heat exhaustion. She thought that the patient was having some problem, but the nurse covered it up and made the patient to understand what could be the problem.
Yes. Here the patient is just focused about her career as a football player because she's not worried about the health
aspect.
She's not concentrating on all that. She's not even bothered about drinking water or taking enough rest. So when we get small children or people of 19 years or 18 years who are not having enough information about their health, you have to provide more details. And yeah, that's how we did this role play. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will get into the session where we can create sentences using the keywords too. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, I hope you have enjoyed watching this video and it was helpful for you guys. So without much ado, let's get into the feedback session where we are trying to figure out how easily we can create sentences using the keywords. So let's get started. So here the cue card, as you already know, is we are dealing with a 19-year-old patient. She's a football player. So she was playing in the ground and she suddenly felt really tired. So she was brought to the emergency department here. So this is the entire case. So let's see how we can figure out the keywords. Let's get started. Greet the patient and find out the reason for visiting the emergency department. The common way of the common opening, right? So here we are first greeting the patient and then we are finding out what was the reason for visiting the department, means the emergency department. So you can create a simple sentence. So if I'm the nurse, I would say, good morning, my name is Richa. I'm one of the registered nurses working here in this emergency department. How can I help you today? Basic introduction. Okay. The second one, try to find out more details, symptoms, any medical conditions, medications and precautions taken while playing in the ground or playing in the heat. So here we are actually going to gather a lot of information. So basically our keyword here is detailed. Then we are actually going to incorporate all the information which is given in the bracket to complete the task. In order to get a task coverage, it is very important that you mention all those points given in the brackets there too. So let's see how we can cover these points, okay? So the sentence, do not worry, you have reached the right place, we are there to look after you. But before proceeding further, I would like to ask you some questions to get a clear understanding about what would be the reason for your tiredness. So could you tell me about the symptoms you experienced? The first question. Do you have any ongoing medical conditions? Do you take any medications or precautions while you go out in the sun to play? These are the 3 questions you have to ask in this particular task. Clear? So let's move on to the next one. Reassure her and tell her the importance to stay in the hospital. Proper evaluation and treatment by a doctor, hydration, etc. So what are the keywords here? Reassure, importance to stay in the hospital. Proper evaluation and treatment by the doctor, hydration, these points has to be mentioned. So I'm not saying that as a keyword, but still these are the information that we have to include there, right? So let's create the sentence there. I reassure you that you will be perfectly all right, but it is important for you to stay back in the hospital for a while right now, because we need to have a proper and thorough evaluation of your condition, and the doctor has to administer you to make sure that there are no underlying causes. And also it is very important to keep your body hydrated at the moment. I hope you understand. So this is how you can get a coverage, a task coverage for this particular task. I hope that's clear for you guys. So moving on to the 4th one. Explain the effects and seriousness of heat exhaustion. Try to know whether she has any doubts. So in this particular cue card, we are not generally stating the patient is having heat exhaustion. But if you look into task number 3, when we finish the task by telling the patient that you have to stay in the hospital, the patient will definitely ask you, why would I need to stay in the hospital? What is wrong with me? So before proceeding into task number 4, you can say that the reason why I asked you to stay in the hospital is because you are having heat exhaustion. Just a brief intro for task number 4. But before getting into the explanation of task number 4, I need to tell you what are the keywords that you have to consider here. So the first one will be effects, seriousness of heat exhaustion. Okay, so now we are getting into task number 4, but since we have never given a diagnosis about what the patient is actually having, that is the reason why we gave a basic introduction before we got into task number 4. Okay, so now we are going to create a sentence for task number 4. I do understand that you're a little bit worried about your condition, but don't worry. I will explain everything in detail for you. I would like to tell you about the effects and seriousness of heat exhaustion. It is very important that you consider all the instructions that I have told you, because this is a serious condition. If you don't pay attention right now, it can even lead into situations like heat stroke. So this is how you can complete this one. And then there is one more sentence for task number 4. Try to know whether she has any doubts. So once you explain this particular task, once you cover it, you can ask the patient, do you have any concerns about the condition? So that's how you can complete task number 4. Task number 5. Tell her the precautions to prevent similar incidents: sun protection cream, clothing, rest, water. So that's the last task. Let's figure out what are the keywords. Precautions, similar incidents. Sun protection cream, clothing, rest, water, it has to be mentioned. So let's create a sentence. Okay. So if, say for example, if the patient's name is Susan, you can start by saying, Miss Susan, I would like to tell you some measures as preventive measures which you can consider following in the future to prevent similar incidents. Make sure that you apply sun protection cream while going out in the sun, and you can wear clothing which will cover almost all the skin to prevent the UV rays of the sun. And make sure that you take proper rest after your practice and drink enough water to keep yourself hydrated. So this is how you create sentence using the keywords. I hope that was helpful for you guys. You can watch more interesting videos about OET and all the other aspects about English speaking from ILT on our YouTube, Facebook and Instagram page. So subscribe to all our channels and wait for your next video. So I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
IILT, it's my cup of tea.